Nazis, the group that was responsible for World War II. They've become hated all over the world, but what most people don't realize is that there's more to them than meets the eye. They have dark secrets within. Der Riese, German for the giant, because that's what it was, a giant. Die Glocke, German for the bell, was a purported top-secret Nazi weapon, or Wunderwaffe, allegedly an experiment carried out by Third Reich scientists working for the SS in a German facility known as Der Riese that was close to the Czech border. The Die Glocke is described as being a device made out of a hard, heavy metal, approximately 9 feet wide and 12 to 15 feet high, having a shape similar to that of a large bell. What not many realize is that the Die Glocke is not the only Wunderwaffe or secret that Germany holds. The Die Glocke was a project headed by Group 935, whose original goal was to improve the human condition. Group 935 consisted of scientists from all over the world. The group was headed by Dr. Ludwig Maxis. However, when they began to run short on funding, they had to strike a deal with the Nazis. This deal was that if Group 935 gave the Nazis weapons, they would give them the money to continue their experiments. So they started a Wunderwaffe program. This consisted of guided missiles, the Die Glocke, and many more. The first Die Glocke was the original, and it would only be effective towards targets that could be put inside the machine. It was scrapped. The Wunderwaffe DG-1 was a failure. However, they began working on a Wunderwaffe DG-2. While sharing the same name, they were nothing alike. The Wunderwaffe DG-2 was a phenomenal piece of equipment. If it were actually given to the Nazis, they would have won for sure. The DG-2 fired an element 115 infused lightning bolt from the end of the device. It worked like a rifle and could kill up to 10 targets with one bolt. Also, one scientist named Dr. Porter designed a weapon by the name of the ray gun. It is powered by nuclear cold cells that are infused with element 115. They contain 10 pulses per cell. The gun holds 2 cells and can thus fire 20 shots before having to reload. It was a one-shot kill. By now you've heard me mention element 115 twice, but it's very important. Element 115 was named Divinium by Dr. Maxis because of its divine properties. Its divine properties being the reanimation of bodies. This was a scientific impossibility, but it brought much more bad than good. Several other testing facilities other than Der Riese had been overrun by the undead. Then the inevitable happened. Der Riese was overrun. While yes, Group 935 was essentially destroyed, it happened before the zombies truly took hold. Dr. Edward Richthofen was a brilliant man who worked for Group 935 and the Illuminati.
I have been recognized by the Illuminati!
Initially, he became Maxis's favorite colleague, and Maxis was his, but he grew a disdain for Maxis when he went back on his promise to mass-produce the Wunderwaffe DG-2, which was his favorite project they were working on other than his teleporter. Dr. Richthofen worked on a teleporter which Dr. Maxis hated, because Richthofen was supposed to be working on the DG-2. While Maxis originally hated his teleporter, he later took the idea and was going to show it off to potential partners. He also used it as an excuse to get more funding out of the Nazis. Dr. Richthofen didn't only experiment with technology, he also experimented on living subjects. 3 in particular were chosen. Takeo Masaki was a Japanese who felt that honor was the most important. He was captured while trying to find out what the Germans were up to. Nikolai Belinsky was a drunken Russian who was sent on a mission to discover the secrets Germany held. He was captured. Lastly, Tank Dempsey was an American spy who was sent to find out what Germany was doing. He was captured also. They were experimented with in Verrückt. They also lost their memory. This made it easy for Richthofen to make them do what he wanted. While experimenting with the teleporter, Dr. Richthofen tried the first human subject, himself. It was a success, although he didn't reappear at the mainframe. He was teleported to the MPD, which was on the moon. The MPD was a device that allowed the user to have direct contact to a different dimension. In this case, that dimension was Argatha. He was then teleported to a jungle. Finally, after 2 weeks, he showed up right as Dr. Schuster, his partner, was about to scrap the teleporter, and said, "We've got work to do." He, Dr. Schuster, and several other Group 935 employees built a base on the moon behind Maxis's back. This base was called Griffin Station. After being brainwashed, Dempsey, Nikolai, and Takio were part of Richtofen's group of people sent around with him to help him. Their first mission was in Japan. They were sent there to gather the 115 that had been found there. The site was overrun. They fought off the undead and retreated to Derice. Derice was taken over. Dempsey, Takio, Nikolai, and Richtofen had to fight the undead. They were trapped in Derice with no way to escape. They fought away the undead. Dempsey managed to get the Wunderwaffe BG-2. Richtofen linked the teleporters that were around Derice. Finally, all hope was exhausted. They overloaded the teleporter with the Wunderwaffe and proceeded to teleport out to a different time and place. They were teleported to Kino der Toten, which in German means Theater of the Dead. This is the location that Maxis chose to showcase Richtofen's teleporters. This was done behind Richtofen's back, and Maxis took the credit. This infuriated Richtofen. They had to fight more zombies here. As their story continues to unfold, their lives are in your hands. Do our heroes prevail? Only time will tell what secrets await us in this theater of the dead. Good luck, and may you survive the apocalypse.